Good afternoon. My name is Michael Couch, and today I will be presenting my findings on. Good afternoon. My name is Michael Couch, and today we will be presenting the findings that I have over a cultural interview that I did. I come from a very rural area, so there's not actually a whole lot of cultural differences that I could actually find easily. So I had to go out a little bit, and this is what I got. Around where I'm from, we are pretty much traditionally a Baptist area. Everywhere we go, our little town of 800 people has it. We probably have at least 6 Baptist church in our town that we go to. But there is one church that stands apart. There is a Methodist church, and so I went ahead and interviewed someone that I know from the Methodist church to get a little insight on how they operate, and I actually found out a lot more than what I thought I was going to find out. But this person's name is Laura. I actually live with her, and she gave me a lot of good information. So I'll just kind of compare the two churches and the different culture between the two churches. So in a Baptist church, a traditional setting, everyone comes in and you got your regular preacher and you just sit down and have a normal Sunday, what we would call a normal Sunday. But in the Methodist church, it's a little more different. Everyone is, they care about tradition a lot more. They want to stay traditional. It is a very traditional church, kind of almost considered old school. The Methodist churches are the big churches with all the stained glass windows in it. Also in this churches, the choir and the preacher wear robes. Every Sunday they wear robes. So that's another big difference. In my church, our preacher, most of the time he has a little 3-piece suit on looking good, but sometimes, he'll wear just regular jeans and a nice button-down shirt, and it's no big deal. There, it's a big deal. They have to have robes on. Also, every Sunday they recite the Apostles' Creed, and they sing the doxology after every offering is given. In our church, whenever we do an offering, we just have our piano player go up and play a little bit of music just to kind of have the music going and set the tone. Another difference, a big difference between the Methodist and the Baptist is baptism. In the Methodist church, when the baby is born, there's a thing called christening, and with the christening, the baby is dedicated to the Lord and it's sprinkled. In a Baptist church, this obviously it doesn't happen, but whenever you finally receive the Lord, you do a full baptism where you do a full dunk and not just a sprinkle. And same thing with the Methodist church. They do the christening as a kid, and then when you receive Jesus, you go through what is called a confirmation class to confirm that you have received Jesus, and you learn a lot more about the Bible and things of that sort. But at the end of this class, once again, you are sprinkled, where in the traditional Baptist church, you are dunked. Another thing with the tradition of the Methodist church, a lot of things go under the colors of the Christian calendar. With that, you have Lent, Advent. Also, there's called, in the church, there are called acolytes. These are people in the church, and there's 2 of them. They go up and they light 2 candles that are significant. It means that the Holy Spirit's fire is present in the place. It's another tradition thing. Everything in the Methodist church serves a purpose. It all has a significance of some sort, back to tradition of the Methodist, back to old school. Communion is also a huge deal at the Methodist church. Communion is received once a month, where at my Baptist church we do it 4 times a year instead of the 12 months. Also, with the Methodist church, there's also, during Christmas time, the only decoration up for Christmas is a Christmas tree, which is called a Chrismon tree. And the only decorations on this tree are Christ-like decorations, where, as you know, Baptists, we all have our regular Christmas trees in our home with our red bells and all that good stuff on there that don't have any significance to it at all. One of the big challenges between a Methodist church and a Baptist church would be, in a Methodist church, it's okay for women pastors to be there. They ordain women pastors regularly, and there's quite a bit of women pastors. Whereas at the Baptist church, men are the pastors, and that's what we believe, that the men should be the head of the church. Another challenge with this is that within the church, with now in our increasing technology age, it's hard to stay very traditional. So the Methodist faces problems with that because technology makes things a lot easier, so you're able to do a lot more. But when bringing all this stuff in, there's not the significance, and the symbolism is kind of lost. So with that, the technology makes it harder to maintain the traditional values of the Methodist Church. And then just to kind of address the communication and language background to the Methodist, to the Baptist, there's not really a big actual like language when it comes to terms of speaking English or Spanish, but whenever you come to terms of actual like definitions, that's where I find the biggest communication and language barrier. With the Christians, you want to lead each other to Christ, and sometimes it can be hard to lead each other to Christ just because of the difficult terms that are used within both sides of the churches. You have your big church words like sanctification, communion, or even, like I said before, the acolytes. When you start throwing these words out at people who start coming to church for the first time, oftentimes it confuses one another, and with the confusion, it could deter